Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Thursday, September 4th edition of our video devotionals, and we do appreciate you being with us today. Hope your Thursday is going well. We got another beautiful day here in Central North Carolina. Hopefully everything's going well where you're at. We're going to be in Jeremiah chapter 48 today. Look at verse 42, and if you want to find that, then we'll be there momentarily. Otherwise, we appreciate you watching the videos and, of course, the comments and the acknowledgments. We appreciate all of that. A couple of prayer requests. I'll ask you to remember, if you will. My aunt is having back surgery today. I'll be heading up to the hospital up there in Winston in just a little bit. And remember her with back surgery. Also, Christy, my wife, her niece, is going to be getting married tomorrow. And she's got family that's already starting to come in. And others will be coming in today and I guess part of tomorrow. But anyway, remember, traveling mercies for folks traveling as far as Northwest Indiana to North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky to here. And then, of course, there's some local ones that, already in the area, but otherwise pray for them if you will, okay? All right, Jeremiah chapter 48. Of course, we're right here at the end of the book of Jeremiah. And tomorrow we'll close it out, so to speak. So I want you to notice here, Jeremiah 48, verse 42. Well, let me give you the setting here. My reading today was basically chapters 46 through 48, and it's about the judgment against some Gentile powers. It was against Egypt, against Philistia, or which would be the Philistines. And then in chapter 48, it's the prophecy against Moab. You get down here to verse 42, and it says this, "And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against the Lord." You know, it's a simple statement to make, and yet imagine magnifying yourself against the Lord. Well, I know somebody who did that before man was created. That was Satan, to magnify himself and to magnify himself against the Lord. It's always a bad thing when you do that. And the best way to remedy magnifying yourself against the Lord is magnifying the Lord. It's kind of the converse. If you magnify the Lord and see the Lord as who he is and magnify the Lord, then guess what? You'll never be in a position where you're going to be destroyed like an entire group of people, Moab, being destroyed. Why? Because he hath magnified himself against the Lord. So that's why we need to practice magnifying the Lord. Of course, we know how to do that. We magnify the Lord when we go in prayer. I know prayer basically is asking and talking to God about needs and that sort of thing. But how about praising God? Most of our praise by far should be what we do individually. It can be quietly from the heart. It can be somewhere where you go and you speak out. You can lift up your hands. You can sing songs to the Lord. That's the way, of course, at church we sing songs, and many churches do, choirs and specials and congregations and all that. And when you go, be sure you sing when you can sing. In other words, you may not be someone who sings in a trio or a quartet or a choir or anything like that, but you know what? You can sing during the congregationals. Amazing when you look at it and you see people that just, they don't sing at all. And that's an opportunity there to magnify the Lord. And all of that, when you're personally reading your Bible, you see something about the Lord, then magnify him right there, because the world is definitely not magnifying the Lord. And in many cases, they're just like old Moab. They're magnifying themselves against the Lord. So that's not good, never good. There's never a time when that's good. And it's always a good time to be magnifying the Lord. So simple today, and yet take some time to magnify the Lord. Magnify him with the voice and the tongue that God's given you, with the mind able to think. And, if you can lift up your holy hands to the Lord, do that. You've got eyes to read the Bible and just all of that. So magnify the Lord. Otherwise, Moab was destroyed. Why? They magnified themselves against the Lord. Okay? We're going to stop right there. Have a great day, safe day, healthy day, Lord willing. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish up the book of Jeremiah. We appreciate you watching.